Belcomall Town Centre is one of 5 civic centres in the city of Canberra. It's surrounded by suburbs and hosts a major bus interchange, several large government departments, a high school, college, university, a McDonald's, a lake, a skate park, countless other businesses, churches, homes, clubs, pubs, parks, etc. The Belcomall Westfield Shopping Centre lies at the heart of this urban environment. While it doesn't completely dominate the aesthetic nature of the Belcomall Town Centre, it certainly dominates in terms of space consumption and commercial activity. The Belcomall Mall now spans over more than 92,000 square metres and has more than 260 specialty stores. The Westfield website states that stone, timber, carpet and polished concrete floors have been combined with natural light and recycled timber features to create both an urban and refined shopping environment. It sounds nice, but it doesn't sound to me like the place I went when I wagged high school, or that I took girls on shitty teenage dates, or that has been my food supply for over half a decade. I entered Westfield's multi-million dollar development via the new entrance on Joyton Smith Drive, right next to the bus interchange. Other people around me were disembarking climate-controlled public transport, roughing the freezing Canberra Sunday winter for about a dozen footsteps before being swallowed by the comfort and safety of the mall. The first thing I noticed was the sound. Talking, walking, babies crying, kids yelling, multiple sources of music. The sounds were hard to individually distinguish as they crashed over each other, although some stores seemed to dominate the sonic atmosphere over others. Boost Juice, for example. The second thing I noticed is there are a lot of people in this place, like a lot of them, constantly moving around, either alone, though mostly in groups. None of the groups interacting with each other though. There are couples, families, teenagers, kids, old people. Each of the groups has a collective identity that's interesting to watch contrast against the other groups. Teenagers with massive sunglasses and straightened hair, a pair of couples in their 40s in almost all black leather with Harley Davidson gear, a tired couple moving slowly, children running amok, one pretending he's an aeroplane while the mother ignores the 5 or so other people he gets in the way of. They look irritated, but don't say anything. The kid looks pretty happy. Finding somewhere to sit seemed pretty easy as I entered, coming across a large area designated for public seating. As I pushed deeper inside the mall though, I noticed the seating disappeared. After doing 2 full laps and asking the concierge desk, I discovered that almost all of the public seating is located at the extremities of the mall, mostly near the exits. So I made my way to one of these areas, sat down, and for about 20 minutes just watched people. I re-noticed the music constantly thudding away in the background at least 4 times and then promptly forgot it in this period. I eventually got bored of looking at people as they all seemed fairly engrossed in themselves, just walking around between stores. I started to wonder about things I usually miss when I'm in here, engrossed in myself, and I decided to enter the mall again, but this time more slowly, with my eyes open. I walked back through the door that I'd walked in before, and straight away I noticed there were a set of rules. Later on I noticed there were more rules elsewhere. I'd also missed an interactive map which would help me navigate this place had I not been coming here for over a decade. I missed the security cameras, which now that I'd noticed one, seemed to dot the roof space almost as frequently as lighting. I missed the ATMs that are everywhere, over 20 by my count, and I didn't bother exploring some of the corridors. I'm sure I subconsciously noticed all the signs and ads everywhere, but now that I stopped to view them all, they seemed overwhelming in number. I couldn't look anywhere without being convinced to buy something. Finally, I noticed that the place is spotless, though later on I saw evidence of why. As an extension of noticing the things that I hadn't noticed, I started to wonder about the things that were impossible to notice in this place, or the things that were so well hidden you'd really struggle to see them. I wondered about the implied social laws, like acceptable space between individuals, acceptable things to say, and at what volume, what you're allowed to wear or what you shouldn't wear, ways you can act and behave and what you shouldn't do. I wondered about the back alleyways, and then about the rooms that you never see that must exist. I wonder about the people that work here day after day, year after year. I wonder what they think of this place. Are they immune to the ads and the music and all the people? How about this little guy? I wonder how he views them all. The Belcomall Mall has entertained and sustained me for over 10 years, though when I go there for a purpose, and I promptly leave. Usually I'm in a rush. I've got to go grocery shopping. I've got to meet someone. I've got to buy something. I've got to get out because I've got somewhere to be. So in going along with no purpose but to observe, in only about 2 hours I gained several additional insights into this place that's so central to my neighbourhood and to myself. I'm curious to know if I go back there how it will look.